We are discussing the different techniques to enhance the efficiency of Rankine cycle. In previous lecture, we studied the regenerative Rankine cycle with the brief discussion on open and closed feed water heaters. In this lecture, we will try to solve the problem related to Rankine cycle having feed water heaters. So let's start. The problem statement is: consider a steam power plant operating on the ideal regenerative Rankine cycle with one open feed water heater. Steam enters the turbine at 15 megapascal and 600 degrees C and is condensed in the condenser at a pressure of 10 kilopascal. Some steam leaves the turbine at a pressure of 1.2 megapascal and enters the open feed water heater. We have to find out the fraction of steam extracted from the turbine and the thermal efficiency of the cycle. First, we have to draw the schematic illustration of the problem. It is given in the statement that the steam enters the turbine at 15 megapascal and 600 degrees C, and it is condensed in the condenser at a pressure of 10 kilopascal. Here some steam exits from the turbine at a pressure of 1.2 megapascal and enters the open feed water heater. As we know that in ideal Rankine cycle, the pressure is constant during heat addition or in boiler. So the pressure at the pump 2 outlet will also be 15 megapascal. So it is given in the statement that a steam power plant operates on the ideal regenerative Rankine cycle with one open feed water heater. The fraction of steam extracted from the turbine and the thermal efficiency are to be determined. We have to assume that the steady operating conditions exist and the kinetic and potential energy changes are negligible. However, the schematic of the power plant and the TS diagram of the cycle are shown here in figure. We know that the power plant operates on the ideal regenerative Rankine cycle. Therefore, the pumps and the turbines are isentropic. There are no pressure drops in the boiler, condenser and feed water heater, and steam leaves the condenser and the feed water heater as saturated liquid. So first we determine the enthalpies at various states. At state 1 the pressure is given, that is 10 kilopascal. To note down the properties like enthalpy and specific volume, we have to move on saturated water pressure table, that is table A5. At 10 kilopascal, the enthalpy of the saturated liquid, that is HF, is equal to 191.81 kilojoule per kg, while the specific volume is 0.001010 meter cube per kg. We have to note down these values. Now at state 2 the pressure is given, that is 1.2 megapascal. We know that the compression process is isentropic between state 1 and state 2. So the entropy values are constant. The entropy at state 1 will be equal to entropy at state 2. So the work of pump 1 can be expressed as W pump 1 is equal to V1 P2 minus P1. As we know that V1 is the specific volume at state 1 and P2 and P1 are the pressures at state 2 and state 1 respectively. All the values are known and we can easily find out the pump 1 required work after some simplifications, that is 1.20 kilojoule per kg. We also know that the work of the pump 1 can be expressed as W is equal to H2 minus H1 in enthalpy terms, and after rearranging it can be written as H2 is equal to H1 plus W pump 1. To find out the value of enthalpy at state 2, we have already calculated the value of W pump 1. So the enthalpy at state 2 will be equal to 193.01 kilojoule per kg. As we already discussed that there are no pressure drops in the boiler, condenser and feed water heater. So the pressure at state 3, that is the outlet of feed water heater, will also be 1.2 megapascal. And the other important thing is that the fluid is in the saturated liquid state. So once again we have to move on saturated water table, table A5, to note down the enthalpy and specific volume of the fluid. At 12 megapascal or 1200 kilopascal, the enthalpy of saturated liquid is 798.33 kilojoule per kg, and the specific volume is 0.001138 meter cube per kg. So note down these values. And once again the process is same for pump 2 work. The entropy values are same at state 3 and state 4 as we already discussed in previous slides. And the pump 2 work can be written as V3 P4 minus P3. After putting the values of specific volume at state 3 and pressure values at state 4 and state 3, the pump 2 work will be equal to 15.70 kilojoule per kg. However, the equation of pump 2 work in enthalpy terms can be expressed as W pump 2 is equal to H4 minus H3. And after rearranging the equation for enthalpy at state 4, the equation can be written as H4 is equal to H3 plus W pump 2. The required values are known and we can easily find out the value of H4, that is actually the enthalpy at state 4. And the enthalpy will be equal to 814.03 kilojoule per kg. At state 5, the steam leaving the boiler and entering in turbine. The steam is in superheated form or superheated steam at 15 megapascal and 600 degrees C. So to note down the required property values of steam at state 5, we have to move on superheated steam table. Table A6. At 15 megapascal and 600 degrees C, the enthalpy is 3583.1 kilojoule per kg. The specific volume is 0.024921 meter cube per kg, while the entropy is 6.67 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. So note down these values. At state 6, the pressure is given, that is 1.2 megapascal. However, we not know whether the steam is superheated or not. The other property value that we know is the entropy. We noted the value of entropy at state 5, that is 6.67 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. And we know that the expansion process in turbine is isentropic. So the entropy at state 6 will also be equal to 6.67 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. We have to see the entropy values at 1.2 megapascal or 1200 kilopascal in saturated water pressure table to decide whether the steam at state 6 is in the superheated form or not. If the entropy value greater than the saturated vapor entropy value Sg, then the fluid will be in superheated vapor form. However, if the value will be less, then the fluid is in the saturated liquid vapor region. In the same way, if value less than saturated liquid entropy Sf, the fluid will be in the compressed form. Here at 1200 kilopascal, the value of Sg, that is 6.5217 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin, while in our case the entropy was 6.679 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. So the value is greater from saturated vapor entropy. It means that the steam at state 6 is in the superheated form. So we have to move on the superheated water table for property values at state 6. At state 6, the pressure is 1.2 megapascal. So here is 1.2 megapascal in superheated water table. However, we don't know the temperature at state 6. The second property that we know and can be helpful to note down the enthalpy values is the entropy, that is 6.67 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. The entropy value lies in between the value 6.5909 and 6.8313. So we need to use the interpolation to find out the enthalpy values. It is the task for students to perform interpolation and find out the value of enthalpy. However, the enthalpy will be equal to 2860.2 kilojoule per kg. The temperature can also be found out in the same way. At state 7, after expansion in turbine, the pressure is given, that is 10 kilopascal, while the entropy is same as it was at state 5 and state 6. So once again we have to see the entropy values at 10 kilopascal to decide whether the steam is in superheated region or in saturated liquid vapor region. The value of Sg at 10 kilopascal is 8.1488. This value greater than the entropy value, that is 6.67 at state 7. It means the fluid is in saturated liquid vapor region. There are some liquid contents with vapors also. As we know that in such cases we have to find out the quality of steam. So for this, note down the entropy values SF, that is equal to 0.6492, and SFG is equal to 7.4996 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin, while the enthalpy HF is equal to 191.81 kilojoule per kg and the value of HFG is 2392.1. After that, put the values of entropy in the formula of quality, that is expressed as X is equal to S7 minus SF over SFG, and the quality of steam will be 0.8041 or 80.41%. The formula for enthalpy used in saturated liquid vapor region is H is equal to HF plus X HFG. In our case at state 7, it can be expressed as H7 is equal to HF plus X7 HFG. All the values are known and we can determine the value of enthalpy at state 7, that will be 2115.3 kilojoule per kg. Now all the enthalpy values are known and we can find out the fraction of steam extracted from the turbine and the thermal efficiency of the cycle. However, first we will determine the fraction of steam extracted from the turbine. For this we have to perform the energy analysis. The energy analysis of open feed water heaters is identical to the energy analysis of mixing chambers. The feed water heaters are generally well insulated, means no heat is transferred to or from the system, and they do not involve any work interactions. By neglecting the kinetic and potential energies of the steam, the energy balance reduces for a feed water heater to E in is equal to E out. We can also write it as Y H6 plus 1 minus Y H2 is equal to 1 H3. Entering states are 6 and 2, while the leaving states is 3. In addition, the amount Y kg steam extracted at state 6 and the remaining 1 minus Y sent to the condenser. The same amount 1 minus Y kg at state 2, that is Y 1 minus Y with H2. However, both steams mix in feed water heater and leaves at state 3. The fraction can also be expressed as the ratio of mass flow rate at state 6 and at state 5. However, after reducing the above equation, the equation becomes Y is equal to H3 minus H2 divided by H6 minus H2. So we can now determine the steam fraction Y putting the already known values of enthalpy. That will be 0.2270, means 22.70% steam extracted from the turbine at state 6. For thermal efficiency, first we have to determine the amount of heat added in boiler Q in and the amount of heat rejected in condenser Q out, as efficiency is equal to 1 minus Q out over Q in. The amount of heat added in boiler is written as the difference of enthalpies at state 5 and state 4. The values of H5 and H4 are known, and the heat added in boiler will be equal to 2769.1 kilojoule per kg. However, for Q out, as 1 minus Y kg steam sent to the condenser after extracting Y kg steam from turbine, the expression can be expressed as Q out is equal to 1 minus Y H7 minus H1. Now all the values are known, and after simplification the amount of heat rejected in condenser will be 1486.9 kilojoule per kg. So finally the efficiency that is expressed as 1 minus Q out over Q in will be 0.463 or 46.3%. It means 46.3% heat converted into useful work. Students should have to practice some more problems related to the topic for better understanding. Thank you for your attention.